Hello, Rich Markham again with Strongwood Log Homes here in the Southeast. This is our second installment in videos that we're going to be doing about building the best log home in the industry. And today we're going to be talking about energy efficiency. And I've got an expert here with me, Dave Goulding, who happens to be my business partner and our general contractor here in the Southeast. Dave, well, there's always a question about how energy efficient is a log home. Can you tell us about that?
Log homes are very energy efficient if they're built with the right materials and if they're built correctly. Now let me explain what I mean by that. When you consider the way a log home is manufactured, it's a series of courses of logs that are stacked on top of each other, and each one of those seams between the logs is a potential place for air infiltration to occur, which is going to compromise comfort as well as energy efficiency. So it's very important, number one, to start off with the right materials, which means that you've got to build with a fully kiln-dried log. You minimize the movement of the log and minimize the air infiltration simply because those seams don't continue to grow as the log continues to dry.
The basic key is you need to have a kiln-dried log to get the best efficiency out of a log home. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So that's number one. Number two is the fastening system. Between each course of logs, there has to be a series of materials installed to prevent air infiltration. So here we have a expanding foam gasket. This is step number one. Right on the tongue and the groove, right on the tongue and groove, the expanding foam gasket is applied the entire course of the entire length of the log, and then on either side of the tongue and groove, a bead of energy seal is run, about a 1/4 inch bead, and then the tongue and groove itself. Each one of these things blocks air infiltration from occurring. And again, if you have minimal movement or of the logs because they're kiln dried, then the simpler the system, the better.
So David, now we know about the importance of kiln drying and we know how we fasten the logs together. Is there anything else that makes a log home more efficient?
Absolutely, Rich, there is. One other thing that makes a log home perhaps even more energy efficient than a typically conventionally framed home is that a log is a heat sink. In other words, it retains heat. Okay? When you think about the way a typical conventionally built home is insulated, it's normally fiberglass insulation, cellulose insulation, or even spray foam nowadays is a very common product. These things prevent the transfer of heat from one side to the next, but they don't retain any heat. However, a log, just like a coal, actually retains the heat, so it'll radiate the heat long after the furnace is turned off.
And the same thing for the summertime with the cooling?
Exactly. Whatever temperature, whatever your desired temperature is, you bring the room to that temperature, the log will retain that temperature for you over the long term.
Hey David, thanks for that great information on building an energy efficient log home. That was worthwhile hearing. Check us out online, if you would, at strongwoodga.com. Thanks so much. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.